ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਆਸਾੜ ਤਪੰਦਾ ਤਿਸ ਲੱਗੈ, ਹਰ ਨਾਹੁ ਨ ਜਿਨਾ ਪਾਸ। ਜਗ ਜੀਵਨ ਪੁਰਖ ਤਿਆਗ ਕੈ, ਮਾਨਸ ਸੰਧੀ ਆਸ। ਦੋਇਐ ਭਾਏ ਵਿਗੁਚੀਐ, ਗਲ ਪਈ ਜੋ ਸੋ ਜਮ ਕੀ ਫਾਸ। ਜੇਹਾ ਬੀਜੈ ਸੋ ਲੁਣੈ, ਮਥੈ ਜੋ ਲਿਖਿਆਸ। ਰੈਣ ਵਿਹਾਣੀ ਪਛਤਾਣੀ, ਉਠ ਚੱਲੀ ਗਈ ਨਿਰਾਸ। ਜਿਨ ਕਉ ਸਾਧੂ ਭੇਟੀਐ, ਸੋ ਦਰਗਹਿ ਹੋਏ ਖਲਾਸ। ਕਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣੀ, ਤੇਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਏ ਪਿਆਸ। ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਧ ਬਿਨ ਦੂਜਾ ਕੋ ਨਹੀਂ, ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ। ਆਸਾੜ ਸੁਹੰਦਾ ਤਿਸ ਲੱਗੈ, ਜਿਸ ਮਨ ਹਰਿ ਚਰਨ ਨਿਵਾਸ। ਆਸਾੜ ਤਪੰਦਾ ਤਿਸ ਲੱਗੈ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ, we've all gathered together to hear the next month's Updesh in the 12 Maha series. So ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਅਮੋਲਕ ਉਪਦੇਸ਼ ਤੁਰਕੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ। That God has granted us such priceless bani that we are so grateful to hear from the Rasana of Dhan Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And now is our sama that ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸਲੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਮਲੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ। ਸੋ ਅਸਲੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਜੀਵਨ ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ that where you take something and you make it a part of yourself. There is going to be a lot of things mentioned within Updesh that Guru Maharaj Ji gives. But ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਏ ਹੈਗਾ that where are we standing in our Sikhi, and what things that can resonate with us now, let's take it and make it part of our life. Growing closer in our relationship with Guru Sahib. Right? These are teachings that we have to absorb into our consciousness and then make it part of our daily life. To go and become asli Sikh, meaning that there are the opposite too, where jere pekhi Sikh oh hai that show Sikhi on the outside, but inside oh cheez hai nahi. They don't have anything that they're living by in terms of what Guru Sahib is saying. But we don't want to be that type that are showing off and not doing anything. We want it to be the opposite, that we stay reserved and we don't show off, but whatever Maharaj says, we're planting it and practicing it on the inside. So that's why it's important. I always mention a couple of things before we get into the Updesh, so your mind can center on actually capturing whatever is going to be said. So each of these lines are very important for us to bring into our daily lives. Okay, so ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਕਾਗਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਖੋ ਜੀ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ।
ਆਸਾੜ ਤਪੰਦਾ ਤਿਸ ਲੱਗੈ।
ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੀ common ਬੋਲੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, this month is called hard. And ਇੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਅਸਾੜ ਤਪੰਦਾ, and ਇਹਦੀ ਕੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਹੈ? So when this month comes, people know this and recognize this month because of its intense heat. So ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੀਵ ਆ, all the beings that are living within this intense heat, they tend to suffer because the amount of heat around, even in the environment, it sucks out the life out of plants, and it becomes very difficult to live in these kind of conditions. So taking that into our understanding and now seeing how the outside environment is now what Marji is going to say to us is about those things that are happening internally. How are beings suffering internally? Well, beings, when the intense heat of Kaljug comes on, Kal Tati Thanda Haranao. Kaljug has been considered ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਹਵਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੱਤੀ ਹੈ, meaning when the influences of Kaljug come, it's very hard to resist. And when they come upon people, it causes a pressure where people inside will take in worries, anxieties, depression happens. So these kind of things will make people suffer inside because of Kaljug's heat. Okay, Baki jiਵੇਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਧੁੱਪ because of the season and the heat, yes, there is a tapish, but that's symbolic for something that's going on our inside. Another thing that I want to mention to you is right now, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੀਵ ਗਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਔਖੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, there's also ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਭਗਤ ਫਰੀਦ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਦੋਜਕ ਤਪਿਆ. That Bhagat Fരീਦ ji has also mentioned ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਰਕ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਤਪਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ. It's mentioned as hell is hot. Dojak is another name for hell. Narak vi ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ. So ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਰਕ ਆ, it's mentioned as hot. So ਅੱਗੇ ਦੋਜਕ ਤਪਿਆ ਸੁਣੀਏ ਹੂਲ ਪਵੇ ਕਾ ਹਾਹਾ. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੀਵ ਆ, all the beings that have been sent to ਨਰਕ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੂਲ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਆ. ਹੂਲ ਕੀ ਆ? ਹੂਲ ਦਾ ਅਰਥ ਹੈਗਾ like wails, cries, shrieks are coming out constantly out of Nark because these beings are being punished in the heat of hell. So, Aasaarh tapanda. Tapanda means intense heat. Beings suffer because of that. Tis lagge. Who are the beings? Jinnah nu lagdi hai? It's they experience it because
Har naho na jinna paas.
Har Paramatma, the Lord. Naho means the husband. Each of us is a soul bride trying to connect and have union with our Lord husband. So, Paramatma Har Naho. Naho means husband. Paramatma, our Lord, who is our husband, na jinna paas. That those beings suffer the intense heat because they are not by the side pass of their Lord husband Paramatma.
Jag jeevan purkh tyag kੈ.
The one, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਗ ਜੀਵਨ. Paramatma, the one who gives life to all the beings on this jagat world. Jag jeevan. The one that's giving life to all the beings on this earth. And Purkh, the one who is the complete being. Unu tyag ke, the one that has everything, the one that is giving you life, par fir vi onu tyag dena, that you're abandoning Paramatma. And for what reason? Oh, agge auga, but Purkh da ek aur artha. When you hear Purkh, I've said that Purkh translates to Puran. Puran means complete. But ega arth, kyunki ithe prakaran chalna, there's a theme that's going to go through this shabd, and that is Pong to rakhda. Pong ਹੈਗਾ ਨਰਕ. ਨਰਕ ਤੋਂ ਰੱਖਣ ਵਾਲਾ. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਥ ਇਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੀਵ ਨਰਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਪ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ. ਸੋ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੀਵਨ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਜੀਵਨ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਸ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦਾ ਲੜ ਛੱਡਣਾ. That Paramatma's robe, you left it. And that robe being Paramatma's shabd. The shabd was in front of you, yet people abandon it. And then what is it for them? That even if these people abandon Paramatma and they fall to the depths of Nark, Marji fir vi onu je chete kar len, if they remember Paramatma, that Marji pong to rakh lenda. He would keep them and protect them. That's how gracious and beloved Paramatma is. But yet fir vi oda lad tyagi jande a. Tyag meaning abandoning.
Manas sandhi aas.
For what reason? Manas. Manas ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਆ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਸ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ. Sandhi means the, of, ਆਸ. When you have the hope of other individuals, beings, meaning other than Paramatma. That those other people, that manukh, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪ ਅਧੂਰੇ ਆ, those people that are incomplete, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਆਸ ਰੱਖੀ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੀ ਆਸ ਤਿਆਗ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਹੁਣ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਆਪ ਨਿਰਾਸੇ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. All the problems that are coming about is when you're keeping your hopes invested on individuals that haven't gained mukti out of this life. If they haven't gained mukti, you're not obviously going to get mukti if you place your asas on these people. Maharaj ji kehande hai, मानुख की टेक बृथी सब जान देवन को एक है भगवान. परमात्मा एक भगवान ही है जिहड़ा तुहानू दे सकदा. Otherwise, keeping your ass on individuals in this Kaljugi era, Maharaj ji kehande it's folly, it's a mistake, and it's only going to lead to disappointment.
Doye Bhai viguchiye.
Doye Bhai means, this is very important, okay? So Doye Bhai means Duje Bhai. Duje Bhai means love, and Duje Dujegi, meaning for another, that we just discussed. That ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਰੱਖਣਾ. ਜੇ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਰੱਖਦੇ, ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਹੋਵੇ, then God's love would come inside of you for Paramatma's shabd. But yet we abandon Paramatma, that Satguru Sahib chhad ke manmukh hoye bande da banda. That Paramatma nu chhad ke, what is our state? That then we become slaves for other individuals that are slaves of Maya already. And that's what happens. Okay, so what is important here is that Jiri Dujagi Pava, or what I mentioned as love for another, meaning duality, or anybody else than Paramatma, what will that leave you inside? Viguchiye. Viguchiye means ruined. What is ruined inside of you? If you had any virtues, if you had any bhakti, nam simran, anything that could have possibly accompanied you into the afterlife, sabkus has been corroded and ruined inside.
Gal pei so jam ki faas.
ਹੁਣ ਨਰਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਤੋਰਨਗੇ. ਹੁਣ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ? ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੰਤਲਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ. ਜਦੋਂ ਅੰਤਲਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ, meaning the last moments of your life, what comes across you is that Jamdoot ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ. Jamdoot is death's messengers. And ਜਦੋਂ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਗਲੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, they put a death's noose around you. And for what reason? There's a simple reason, that they're going to extract that body, which is the astral body, or you can say the ghost body, out of that physical body that you possess right now. So it's going to be pulled out, and it's going to be done with this special noose that these death's messengers carry. And ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਗਲੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਉਹ ਪਾਉਣਗੇ, and ਉਹ ਖਿੱਚ ਧੂ ਕਰਕੇ, breaking all your attachments, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਦੇਹ ਅਧਿਆਸ. ਦੇਹ ਅਧਿਆਸ means just attachment for the body. It's going to break away your attachments, because you don't just have attachment for the body. You have attachments that, like vines, for all the things that you want in this life, hopes and dreams. You have a family, so forth, entanglements. All those entanglements are going to break, and that's the pain that the individual will feel during the time that the death messenger shows up. Using all of its force, it's going to extract your astral body outside of your physical body.
Jeha bijay solune.
And hun kiddhar leke jaange tun? They're going to take you to the same place where you were before you entered into the life. And where was that? Is Dharam Raj Kachari. Jahan kehde ho darbar, or darbar is translated as court. Dharam Raj follows an asul. Asul means rule. That asul is the law of karms. And the law of karms dictates this. Jeha bije, whatever you plant, so lone, that's what you're going to reap. Right? Frida lode dak bijoriyan, kikkar bije jat. That they say that a farmer goes and hopes for a tree where there will be dates as sweet as the ones that you get from Bajor Desh. But what happens, the Pola Pala farmer doesn't understand, is that kikkar, oh kikkar de beej beeji janda and it's not going to give it any fruit. That there's a common saying that if you plant an apple tree, you're not going to get oranges from it. So Pavage, you have to be careful of what you're doing in this life because it's going to be reflected going forward. And what you're gaining right now and all the things that are coming are because of what you've done previously. So mathe jo likhyas, ਹਾਂਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਦਿਓ
ਮੱਥੇ ਜੋ ਲਿਖਿਆਸ
ਮੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਲੇਖ ਬਣੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਉਹੀ ਕਚਹਿਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਣੇ ਸੀ that ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਸੀ ਇਸ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਰਨ ਲਖਾਏ ਮੰਡਲ ਮੈਂ ਆਏ you would come into this world again that ਉਹ ਲੇਖ ਲਿਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਕਮਾਓਗੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਕੌਣ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਉਮਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭੋਗੋਗੇ how much life you will live all of that's been written down and it's all playing out and then what you do with the choices that you have while you go on this karmic roller coaster of a life then whatever plays out is going to be taken out as an account and read in front of Dharamraj and ਇਹ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਕੋਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ beej bijege from this life it's going to be read out to Dharamraj and then he's going to make a decision je narਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਟਣਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੁੱਖ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਜਨਮ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ it all becomes decided at that point
ਰਹਿਣ ਵਿਹਾਣੀ ਪਛਤਾਣੀ
ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ there is a regret that's going to come to you a regret that life passed away like one night ran means night vihani means passed away and then just like that one night passed away, you felt that it was such a quick life that went by. That why didn't I do anything good? You'll be standing there thinking in Dharamraj's kachari, main kuch changi cheez nahi kiti, that it didn't do anything good. Now I'm stuck with these karms and I'm going to be ashamed standing in front of Dharamraj and fir mainu fir dojak de vich jana pena dojak di ag sahni pani hai. But ਇਹ ਪਛਤਾਪ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ meaning ਪਛਤਾਨੀ this regret will be with you
ਉੱਠ ਚੱਲੀ ਗਈ ਨਿਰਾਸ
that now when they've extracted you from the body that you called your home at that point the body that goes forward to Dharamraj is kachari ਉਹ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ that it gets up and leaves gay niras means disappointed because you have nothing to offer you anything that will save you in the afterlife koi cheez nahi aegi tonu hun jeri bachaundi hai you go lonely into the court of Dharamraj
jin ko sadhu bheti hai
those people ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਧੱਕਾ ਵੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ and ਇੱਕ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਰੇ ਰੇ ਦਰਗੇ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਕੋ Maharaj ji promises those people ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ that those people that have done kamai ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਥਾ ਸਰਵਣ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸਰਵਣ ਕੀਤੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੇਖੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਚੰਗੇ ਲੇਖ ਬਣ ਗਏ it will be redeeming things that are inside of you in case you are being dragged to Dharamraj's kachari though Maharaj ji has promised ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਧਾਰੀ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਉਸ ਰਾਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਗਲਤੀ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਮਦੂਤਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਰ ਚਲੋ ਜੇ ਇਸ ਰਸਤੇ ਚੱਲ ਵੀ ਗਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖs have nishans of naam on their body that tells them apart from other beings that are being dragged into Dharamraj's kachari and Maharaj ji says re re darge kahe na ko dargah de vich ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਏ disrespectfully ਬੁਲਾਉਣਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ and ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ ਆਓ ਬੈਠ ਆਦਰ ਸਭ ਦਿਓ ਆਦਰ means adab means they will be treated with respect in case they come to Dharamraj's court Dharamraj will leave his takht and salute them ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਬੁਲਾਊਗਾ and ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਭੇਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਡਰਾਉਣਾ ਭੇਸ ਆ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਯਮਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ and if he takes on that he frightens the being and tries to tell it that ਤੂੰ ਚੰਗੇ ਕਰਮ ਕਮਾ ਹੁਣ ਜਾ ਕੇ in the 84 ਲੱਖ ਫੇਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਜਾਏਗਾ and when you go into the 84 lakh try to do something good then they tries to form whatever sanskars, impressions to help it in that next life. But chalo, ek hunda Dharamraj. Dharamraj is how we acknowledge him, because Dharamraj takes up a pace that's less frightening. For those kind of individuals, that it shows respect. So, agge dasde ya jin kao sadhu peti hai. Now, two arths for sadhu here. Sadhu means holy beings. But ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਅਰਥ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈਗਾ ਗੁਰ ਸਾਧੂ. ਗੁਰ ਸਾਧੂ is ਜੇ ਗੁਰ ਸਾਧੂ ਪੁਰਖ ਮਲੀਜੈ, that Guru Paramatma, the holy Paramatma, the holy one that we turn to, ਜੇ ਉਹ Paramatma ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ. ਭੇਟੀਏ means to meet with our Guru Sahib.
ਸੋ ਦਰਗਹਿ ਹੋਏ ਖਲਾਸ.
And if these individuals have met Guru Sahib and have become a Sikh of Guru Sahib, yet they're going to Dharamraj's Kachari, ਉੱਥੇ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਕਹੋ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਰਾਹ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਵੱਲ ਉਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਜਾਓ. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਖੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ. ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਪੁਸਤਕ ਆ. It's a book that's written by Bhai Veer Singh. And in that Sakhi, what is written is that when Guru Nanak Dev Ji first, ਜਦੋਂ ਜੋ ਆਰੰਭ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ, when he started preaching in the beginning, the first Gursikh that passed away, the first Gursikh that actually took Charan Paul, they said that Dharamraj wasn't familiar with what they would do with these individuals. So this individual was taken to Dharamraj's Kachari. And Dharamraj looked at his life and he measured out that what has he done. And his first part of his life wasn't so saintly, you could say. That this person had done wrong deeds and had been sinful in his first part of his life. Then the last part of his life, he met Guru Nanak Dev Ji and he was blessed by Guru Nanak Dev Ji and became a Sikh. So he didn't take that into consideration. He took the first part, and seeing the heavy amount of sins that were there, that he said that narkan de vich la jao. When he was taken towards Nark, that being just came to the border of hell. And when he came to the border of hell, that ki hoya, that mulatar barkhaon lagi. Mulatar, you guys know what that is? It's like a downpour of rain. A downpour of rain coming in a place that is known to be hot. That narkan de vich enna meeh pain lag gaya and thammya nahi gaya. Thammya nahi gaya meaning it was not being able to stop. It was not being stopped. And so pareshan hoke, meaning they became worried, all the guards and jamdoots that were there, and a couple of them went to approach Dharamraj, and Dharamraj is sitting there getting soaked on his takht. Oh gilla hoya ve utthe baitha dukhi hoi janda. And when jadon jamdoot ode kole aaye, he says, I know, tusi ek cheez karo, that person that we just recently sent to Nark, inu utthe la jo Sachkhand wal. There's a place now for these beings, and that place is Sachkhand. And utthe la jo ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ. ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੀ ਹਜੇ ਗਏ, ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਮੀਂਹ ਰੁਕ ਗਿਆ. ਐਂਡ ਇਹਨੇ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਇੱਕ ਸੱਦੀ ਜਮਦੂਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ. And he said that now, wherever any of these Gursikhs reside, and they become a Sikh of Guru Maharaj Ji, and they recite Nitnem, Nit Bhajan ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, he says, na ho, na tu, na chut hai. Nikat na jaiyo doot. He says, not me or not you. Aap bachange nahi. That we will not be able to survive. Don't do this again. Be careful when you go across Gursikhs. That not for me and for you and even this place. Aap bachange nahi. We will not be able to survive if they come here. So bach ke jana. And this is their nishani that a Gursikh paath karde hunde hai. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ hidayat ਕੀਤੀ. He told them this, that this is a new rule. That was after the first Gursikh that of Guru Nanak Dev Ji had passed away, and galti na ਉਹਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਧਰਮਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਕਚਹਿਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਗਏ. ਸੋ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਭੇਟਿਆ, ਗੁਰ ਸਾਧੂ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦਾ ਹੋਲੀ ਵਨ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਸੋ ਦਰਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਖਲਾਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ. They are saved, or they're taken out of Dharamraj's Kachari.
Kar kirpa prabh apani.
Now hearing all this, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that it should be enough for you to have some sort of ichcha that you want to be reunited with Paramatma. Doesn't this give you enough material that you're convinced that it's not a road for me, that I want to end up in Dharamraj's Kachari, that I want to be with Paramatma? So now Guru Arjan Dev Ji is for those beings that have been convinced, jinnah da man gaya, that those people that now their mind is convinced that for me it's to get to Paramatma, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੁਆਰੇ। And ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ, O Paramatma, ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, O Lord Paramatma, ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਉੱਪਰ, that please bless me, ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਉੱਪਰ,
ਤੇਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਏ ਪਿਆਸ,
ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂਘ ਉੱਠੇ, that I become, in my heart, a yearning comes outside of my heart that I can't survive without you, Paramatma, that I need to be with you, that there are people abandoning you. I can't understand that. I don't want to be in that category. I want to be the one that wants to reunite with you.
ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਧ ਬਿਨ ਦੂਜਾ ਕੋ ਨਹੀਂ।
And Sache Pasha, O Lord Paramatma, ਤੁਧ ਬਿਨ ਦੂਜਾ, there is no other aside from you that I turn my attention to. That Paramatma, I look to you. Now when you say this, tudh bin dooja ko nahi, that's to defeat duality. Remember that duje pai oh hega is when you turn towards somebody else. And now Maharaj is defeating that duality inside of you by telling you there is no anybody else. That meri akhan sirf tuade wala Sache Pasha, meri aas tuade wala. And मेरी ये अरदास है,
नानक की अरदास।
Guru Arjan Dev Ji says ये मेरी अरदास है। And ਆਪਾਂ भी ਇਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਪ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰੋ। Now when you do this jap, use it as your ardas and focus your intention inwards. Kar kirpa prabh apni, तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास।
कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी, तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास।
कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी, तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास।
कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी, तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास।
प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं,
तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं।
प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं,
प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं।
नानक की अरदास, नानक की अरदास,
नानक की अरदास, नानक की अरदास।
कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी, कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी,
कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी, कर कृपा प्रभ अपनी।
तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास, तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास,
तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास, तेरे दर्शन होए प्यास।
प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं, प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं,
प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं, प्रभ तुध बिन दूजा को नहीं।
नानक की अरदास, नानक की अरदास,
नानक की अरदास, नानक की अरदास।
So repeat this with this month that's coming, okay? Remember this ardas. So when you do ardas as formal ardas in front of Guru Sahib, add this into your ardas. Or if you're going to school or you're sitting around, you have nothing to do, repeat it a couple of times to Paramatma. Let Maharaji pull that love, or I should say pour that love into your heart. Okay, Aggeji?
आषाढ़ सुहंदा तिस लगे।
Look at how beautiful Tan Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji phrases this. It started with Aasaarh Tapanda. Aasaarh meaning that month that's known for Tapanda, intense heat that causes suffering. Now Maharaji says Aasaarh Suhanda. Suhanda means that in the month it can be tolerated. All of that can be tolerated. And Suhanda tis lage, those people that experience heat but are tolerating it. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ who
ਜਿਸ ਮਨ ਹਰ ਚਰਨ ਨਿਵਾਸ
ਜਿਸ ਮਨ ਹਰ ਚਰਨ ਨਿਵਾਸ, that hold God's holy feet, which is his simran, chit charan naam, and let it reside in their mind. When we heard about Guru Arjan Dev Ji, we were singing a shabd of Bhai Gurdas Ji about Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji, when Mia Mir came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and Marji was sitting on the hot stove, blisters on Marji's skin, hot sand being poured on. Mia Mir, who loved Guru Arjan Dev Ji, he came and he fell on his feet and he cried out and roya, kurlaya, that who is this dosh that's doing this to Guru Arjan Dev Ji? And Marji consoled him and he says, Kya hua? Tan tapat raha. He says, so what, Mia Mir? Yes, my body is burning right now. Kya hua? Tan tapat raha. Man has shant Hari Naam se. That my mind is perfectly cool with God's name. And this is the lesson that Guru Arjan Dev Ji is giving us in this month. When tapash badogi, that tapash, even if it comes in Kaljug's influence or if it comes as heat outside, Marji says it is tolerable for those individuals within their mind that keep God's lotus feet present at all times as his remembrance and hold on to that remembrance. This heat can be tolerable. So forgive me if I made any mistakes while talking. We're going to recite the last two lines and then Samapti Ji.
प्रभ तुद बिन
दूजा को नहीं, नानक की अरदास, आषाढ़ सुहंदा तिस लगे, जिस मन हर चरण निवास। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।